Good morning. Welcome to Undisputed. I am Jenny Taft with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. How are you guys doing today?
Good, yeah, that's real good.
It's old Banker Shannon.
Yeah,
Banker Shannon.
I go to break the
You're going to foreclose on me today, aren't you?
No, I was watching Riverdale yesterday, and I started feeling good. I said, I got to bring the word today.
All right, good. Here we go.
Cannot wait for the word. We have a packed show today. So many important issues to discuss, so let's get right to it. Yesterday, Saints safety Malcolm Jenkins said that the NFL can still do more to show support for the players' fight for social justice. Jenkins said, quote, until they apologize specifically to Colin Kaepernick or assign him to a team, I don't think that they will end up on the right side of history. Shannon, do you agree?
I agree with part of his statement. They should apologize by Cap. They should apologize to Cap by name. Skip, I don't know if they can do that legally. There might be something in the documentation of when they had the settlement that they were not going to admit, or because that's normally how settlement works. Yeah, I don't admit no guilt or anything like that. I'm settling, and we're moving on.
Yep.
And so I don't know if the commissioner can do that, but I do believe it would be the right thing. When he says his players, it was a player that lost his career because of what he did.
Yeah.
They said they respect the player's right to peacefully protest. Skip, what the hell was Cap doing? They make it seem like he had an AR-15 standing on the sideline. He was peacefully protesting. So I do agree that the NFL should apologize to Cap by name. On the second part, assign him to a team. Skip, this is not an expansion draft. I don't know how they go about doing that, because then it does seem like a handout. Now, I get they whiteballed him. If they whiteballed him out the league, they should just whiteball him back into the league.
Yep.
But I don't see that happening, Skip, especially after 3 years. They used every excuse. His skills had deteriorated. It was a distraction. Now, Skip, I don't know if it'll be a distraction. I think it'll be a welcome sight, because here's the guy that was at the forefront of this movement. Skip, like I said, I look at this situation as, Skip, when you read these cases, read about them and see them on television, about a person wrongfully convicted, spends 5, 10, 15, sometimes up to 30 years in prison. He gets out, in the state sometimes tries to say, okay, we'll give you a settlement, we'll give you $500,000, we'll give you $1 million. Skip, how do you make up for time? They say when a man's lying on his deathbed, he doesn't ask for money. The one thing he asks for is time. I wish I had more time.
Yep.
Time is the one thing we can never re-get. We can never recoup, Skip.
Nope.
It never gets it back. So 3 years of Colin Kaepernick's career is gone. Who's to say, Skip, he wouldn't have made, 10 million, 15 million. Maybe he has a situation kind of like, let's see, Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill comes in as a backup, making minimum money, and guess what, Skip? Parlays that into a $91 million contract. Or he has a Nick Foles moment. Who's to say that doesn't happen? So we look at, he had a 7-year, $126 million contract. He got $39 million of that $126 million. The NFL should do right. I don't know legally if they can do right and say, Cap, we're sorry. We were wrong. You were right. I don't know if they can do that. I don't believe, Skip, that a team is interested in Cap now, when they did everything they could, close their eyes, close their ears, and made every excuse in the book. The fan base. Now, I believe the fan base would be very receptive to this now, given the current situation, given the current climate.
Yep.
But I don't believe a team want that. I don't. They didn't want him then. I don't believe they want him 3 years later.
Okay. So, to all your points, I agree with Malcolm Jenkins' biggest picture premise, which is if we don't make Cap right, it invalidates everything else that Roger Goodell said. Yes. All the good that has happened or might happen gets completely disqualified if you don't make right the man who has been proven to be right, who was at the forefront of all of this, who blazed trails and broke ground, and then was all-time wronged by his league.
Correct.
Okay? All of a sudden, to your point, everybody is receptive. People of all colors say, that's it. Make it right, NFL.
Yes.
It sounds great. I'm with, in spirit, making it right.
It sounds good.
It sounds great. And if I could snap my fingers right now and make Colin Kaepernick a starting quarterback for a team that had a chance to go places, and he might, this would be the greatest story ever. If he took them places, took them to this coming season's playoffs, that would be a storyline that would render Tom Brady in Tampa Bay as an afterthought.
Yeah.
Seriously, it would. And that's a big story, Tom in Tampa.
Correct.
But he would suddenly be just another Tom, Dick, or Harry in Tampa if Colin Kaepernick were back as a starter, lifting a team to the playoffs. Do I believe at age 31 that he's got that in him? Yeah, I do. But we talked about it yesterday. I don't know it for a fact. He's been out for 3 years.
3 years.
I can't guarantee that he would be able to just suddenly click it right back on the way he did his first couple of years in San Francisco when they went to 2 straight NFC championship games, won Super Bowl, and should have won that Super Bowl, save for an uncalled pass interference late in the game on Crabtree in the end zone on a pass from Colin Kaepernick.
Correct.
Okay, so we get all that, but now we get to assign him. As soon as Malcolm used the word assign, it was like, ugh.
Yes.
Assign? He doesn't deserve to be assigned.
Right.
He's better than that. He's not a backup quarterback. It's like the Cam Newton syndrome right now. Cam's not a backup quarterback. I don't want to see him have to hold a clipboard.
Right.
He was born to be a starting quarterback. So was Colin Kaepernick. Okay? So how do we do that and make him a starting quarterback? I don't have a fix for that one.
I don't either.
Okay? So
I mean, if Cam played at least, 2-3 games last year, Skip?
Yeah.
So Cam was just in the league last year.
he was.
And here he is without a job in June.
Okay?
Cap hadn't played in 3 years.
3 years. And obviously, much bad blood has been created between sort of Colin's camp and the NFL.
Yes.
So now we go back to, let me finish on a sign first. Who's to say that Colin even wants to get assigned to a team?
You might go somewhere you don't want to be.
Right. Well, come on. Seriously?
Right.
Okay. And the other X factor here is we still haven't heard from Colin Kaepernick. Does he really want to play? I don't know. We really haven't heard him speak out since the last game he played at the end of the 2016 season. We've seen the tweets. We know his position on things, but we don't really know how badly he wants to play. We just know that he went to some kind of tryout, or I don't know what it was.
I don't know what that was.
And it was a disaster for everybody involved.
Correct.
It went nowhere. It got nobody anywhere. It left a bad taste in everybody's mouth on all sides, NFL's and Colin's sides. So now I'm at a loss to know where are we with him and the NFL. Is he working out? I'm sure he's still working out.
Well, I read somewhere with someone close to Cap, and that's the thing, Skip. It's always someone close to Cap that's speaking on Cap's behalf. He's in the best shape of his career. Someone close to Cap said this. Someone close to Cap said that.
All right. Now back to the lawsuit. I want everybody to remember that he and Eric Reed sued the NFL for collusion, said you kept us out of the league. Well, Eric got a job, obviously, and has done very well by himself.
Had a job. I think he got released by Carolina.
He just did. But, I mean, he got back in, and then he was a starter, and he was a contributor.
He got a big payday.
He got a big payday. Okay, so it went on for 1.5 years, this lawsuit, and it got settled. And Mike Freeman of the Bleacher Report first reported that Colin was going to get I think it's both Colin and Eric, were going to get anywhere from 60 to 80 million bucks. That's pretty good. That now you're at least not time, but you are getting your money back.
Some compensation, right?
But then the Wall Street Journal at the last second reported, no, it's a little under 11 million. Still not terrible, but not 60 to 80 million. So I don't know what to believe there. I'm still not sure. Then everybody sort of ran with less than 11.
That's a large range from 11 to 60 to 80.
What?
That's a big range. I mean, can we condense it like 11 to 20?
I have a lot of respect
40 to 60.
I know. I have a lot of respect for Mike Freeman. So maybe he was righter than the less than 11, but I don't know that.
Correct.
Now, to your point, are they under gag orders where they can't say the name Colin Kaepernick? Could it open the door for another type of a lawsuit?
Yeah.
Lost wages? I don't know. I have no idea.
Because, Skip, if you apologize, what are you apologizing for? are you admitting guilt? Are you admitting you did something?
Yes.
Because you made this man a pariah. You made him an outcast. You put his life in harm's way, Skip, because a lot of people care more about that flag than anything that Colin Kaepernick was protesting or trying to draw attention to. So you made him an outcast.
You did.
You got to make him right. You got to make a man whole again. I don't know if you can fully make him whole because you took 3 years of his life, but you got to do something. And if it means, look, here, Cap, this is what we're going to do. We were wrong. We wronged you. The league turned its back on you. Now, you said the league was built on the backs of black athletes. Make it right.
Okay. Now, there's a deeper point here between Malcolm and Colin. And remember, Malcolm Jenkins was a leader, along with Anquan Bolden, of what was called the Players Coalition. And the league gave the Players Coalition in 2017 $89 million. I don't know how much good it did, but that's what they committed. And I'm sure it got put somewhere. Not sure what it did.
Over a period of time, it wasn't a lump sum money, Skip. They were going to invest so much money per year. The teams and the players were going to have to invest some money also. So that was how, and I think a lot of the fine money was going to go to that cause also.
Obviously, it did not eliminate white cops killing unarmed black men and women. Okay, so just for the record, it wasn't the be all and the end all of